Elevate,
the podcast series by Elevation Barn.
Make a few fuck-ups, jump in there and give it a go and see how you go, you know? And so I've always had that attitude that I want to do something different with my life. I want to make my own impact, whether that be big or small. I'd like to basically leave my mark. And for me, sometimes the easiest way to let go or to feel better about what I'm going through is just to speak about it. I actually go through quite a bit of anxiety and fear, especially randomly enough to do with flying. Actually getting up on stage or performing is so much easier for me than doing some of the simplest things. As long as I'm being myself, and if they're judging me for that, I'm completely okay with that. They can say whatever they want, and I'm totally fine with that. I think there's quite a limitation on becoming a beauty queen. You're either born with it or you're not. And in my case, I felt like I wasn't. And so it was just ended up being quite a dark space for me. Like, although I learned a lot about becoming a woman, learning how to do your hair, your makeup, all these things that makes you pretty and perfect, it's just not what I felt was authentically me.
We all crave for more clarity of purpose in our lives, understanding how we can be more meaningful in the lives of others. But to be this, we need to understand ourselves first. Elevate helps us to reflect on our lives through the stories of our peers who have explored and discovered the hacks to elevate what's important and stand aside of what's not. In these episodes, we talk with leaders from all walks of life, sharing their stories so you can elevate yours. Please subscribe and join us, explore your wisdom from these stories with others, and join us in the barn to unite with new peers doing something of their own to elevate their importance. You'll be in great company. All right, so I'm absolutely delighted and honoured to be here with you today, Jaz. Jaz Rowe, for those of you that don't know her, is a model, a singer, a voice in my mind to young Indonesians, and a representative of some of the journeys that many can go on in culture. Your dad's Australian and your mum's Indonesian, and you grew up here and spent time in Australia. So you're quite traveled already. You have this sort of international flair of, am I speaking Indonesian today or English today? You have this sort of duality of a personality that I find very fascinating. But I want to go a little bit deeper to be able to go through so many journeys already at a young age. You're on The Bachelor. You've been signed by Sony. Your modeling worked with some of the top brands in the world. I feel like you've done a life already. How did this all begin? What's the fueling factor in Jaz Rowe that makes her so passionate for life and confident that she can?
Wow. I'm super big on experiences. I think that life is full of gaining experiences, and also just learning. And I think that doesn't necessarily come from by the book traditional methods.
Right.
And that's what I've grown up learning as well from my parents, is that you need to just get out there, make a few mistakes, make a few fuck-ups,
Of course.
and initially just jump in there and give it a go and see how you go, you know? And so I've always had that attitude that I want to do something different with my life. I want to make my own impact, whether that be big or small. I'd like to basically leave my mark as a person, as an individual. And so, yeah.
What fuels that? What fuels that I want to make my mark? Because, how old are you now? 20?
I'm 23.
23. Like I was at 23, I wasn't thinking about making my mark. I was thinking about how I could get some small materialistic objective. But what is it that have you been brought up through culture of your parents or living in Indonesia that has given you the fuel to think that you can do this?
Yeah, definitely. I think that my parents bringing me up, it was very non-traditional. They're very progressive. They're very open and
super
allowing
cool.
me to explore what I want to do, what I want to be, how I want to act, how I want to dress even, it's like pretty much up to me. You're basically your own individual, and we're here to guide you, is how they've basically brought me up. And I've always believed that I want to do what I love, but also help along the way. And so I think that's what I mean by making my mark. I want to enjoy what I do, but I also want to be able to help the people around me. And I think at the moment, through my music, I'd like to help people feel as if they're not alone, feel as if they can be relatable, feel as if they can express themselves how they like and they're not going through this journey alone. Because a lot of the times I feel like I'm alone.
Yeah. Yeah. And the more successful you get, they call it, the hero's journey, right? The more successful you get, the lonelier it can be, because you have that concern of what do people want and what do I need from other people. Do you feel you've changed with all this growth and this success over the last 4 years of fast pace?
I think I've definitely matured.
You've had to.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have a choice, right? You're suddenly like, oh my God, you're leading an adult's life way beyond everyone else.
Yeah. And I think I'm surrounded by a lot of adults most of the time. So that's also like helped accelerate the growth. I think I'm pretty grounded still, though. Just generally, I still have the same group of friends from when I was younger.
Oh, you do?
I do. And they're all, doing kind of similar things. Everyone's kind of in entertainment as well. So it's good that we get to learn from one another and kind of like supplement and help one another out when we're feeling low and not that motivated, I guess.
Do you find that you pick each other up because you grew up together and you understand the tough sides and the easy sides?
Yeah, 100%, especially since we can be brutally honest with each other and just kind of say it as it is and kind of pinpoint when we're not doing our best and kind of try and help each other pick up from that.
You're into the music now, and you've always had this sort of passion and belief in it. I'd asked you that question before about if you were going to take some of the lyrics that have been the learnings of your life. What would those be?
Well, normally I write my lyrics about my experiences,
Yeah.
and they normally happen to be about relationships and love, as so happens when writing music.
Yeah.
But I think out of all my lyrics, the one that touches me kind of, hits close to home is one that I wrote about a long distance relationship. And the specific lyrics are in the bridge of the song. The song is called Till the Next Time. And the lyrics go, "You do you and I'll be here, working on myself real clear. I got nothing left to fear because you're not so near." And with those lyrics, I've kind of encapsulated the idea that being a woman, you need to make your own run at life so much as I think a man makes his own run, like provides for a family, basically wants to do his best. I think a woman should want to do the same. And that's what I want to do with my life. I want to make my own run. I want to be proud of my achievements. I want to give everything a go. And sometimes that's best a journey that you run on your own for a while.
Yeah, you got to have your own destiny, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a question in life that you're trying to answer?
Yeah. How do I get there?
How do I get there?
How do I get there?
And do you have a strategy, a philosophy of how you learn to get there? Do you have a go-to system?
I really like the saying, sorry, how does it go? It's from my grandparents. It'll come to me. But so sorry, what was the question?
Yeah.
Got distracted and
No, it's good. It's a tough question as well, which obviously that's, as friends, I can flow in with these. But the philosophy to have that belief, to be able to go, how do I get there? Like me as a mountaineer, I think like that.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to get to the top of that mountain, how am I going to get there? It has to become, otherwise I'll die.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have that. Maybe you have that inner fire of like, if I don't get there, we're going to struggle. How do you approach that? Do you have like a certain number of steps that you go, these are the things that I need to make sure I will be successful in getting there?
I think a lot of trial and error. I just try new things, make mistakes, learn from my mistakes, try and just jump into things and just try my best in anything
just
that I do.
For it.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah. And how did you start it all? When do you, in your mind, see the first step of that success ladder starting? What was it where you were like, ooh, now I know I'm going to get there. I'm going in the right direction.
Definitely from the setbacks that I've had. So there have been really close, how do I say, like encounters in my life where I've thought that I was going to get there. And then right before I got set back and it was like, this opportunity is not right. The door closes. And then I just tell myself that another door is going to open. But obviously you feel like quite deflated and you feel as if the world's kind of ending on you and like you're never going to get there. So a perfect example of this is I did sign with Sony last year, but 3 years ago, I was in a position where they were also interested in signing me. We'd gone through all the negotiations. We'd basically done a lot of back and forth legally. And then 2 days before signing, they were like, actually, we're having internal problems. We're not ready to sign you right now. After like 6 months of negotiations, I was like completely broken.
Yeah.
And so when it happened this time around, I told myself not to have too high of an expectation because there's obviously a lot of competition. There's something like, I think, 10,000 releases a day in Indonesia.
Wow.
Yeah. And normally people release on Fridays, I think, but 10,000 releases a day.
Good Lord.
That's a lot of competition.
Yeah, you got 280 million people there, right, who are looking for expression.
Yeah, and so I just told myself to pace myself with this new experience and kind of, obviously hope for the best, but also like don't expect too much. If another door closes, another one will open, as I've experienced in the past.
Yeah. Most of us would go, screw you, Sony, if you do come knocking too late. How did you react when they said, we're not ready? And how did you react when they said, we are?
Well, in front of them, definitely tried to be as professional as possible. But yeah, as soon as the meeting was over and the call was finished, because that was during COVID, I was broken for days.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like singing. I lost all motivation for it, basically. I thought this is what I've been working for this whole time. And all of a sudden, the door suddenly closed. Like, what did I do wrong? And the explanation was we're having internal problems.
Yeah.
So.
Internal, yeah.
Yeah.
Did it manifest music for you or change your approach to songwriting or singing?
I think it changed my approach to the industry for a bit.
Right.
I for a while started to begin to think that maybe I don't need a label. Maybe I can just do this on my own. Maybe I could be an indie artist and kind of like work myself up in that way by myself.
And you did a few quite respected pieces as well in that period.
Yeah, I tried. I made a duo called Jaz with this guy. Yeah, it was cool. It was a great experience. We did a couple performances. We made a few singles. His song's actually #1 on the charts right now.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Producing,
done.
Yeah, amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you learned, and then you decided, right, when that call comes again, I'll accept it. So how was it when Sony called back? Were you like, oh, thought you'd be back? Or were you, how did that go down?
Yeah, so the process was quite interesting, actually. So I was having communications with people, some respected people within the industry.
Right.
They suddenly told me that they're interested in making a sub-label and they're going to be backed by Sony Music. And at the time, there was another label that I could have joined. I won't mention the name for disclosure purposes, but yeah, it was between them or these people that believed in me and were going to be backed by Sony, but we're starting kind of somewhat from the bottom, you know, like they were starting all over again. They were going to make this whole new little baby on their own. Yeah. But the part that touched me the most was that they believed in me.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I want to be with you guys. I don't care that this other label also may want me. I know that they've got a lot of artists and I'm just beginning. And I want first and foremost to be with people who believe in me and who know that I have a dream and want to make that dream a reality. And I felt that in those people. And I'm really grateful that I picked that path. How
does that relay? Like, I love that point, that belief, Eric, because we seem to be in a period where likes are more important than love in life, right?
Yeah.
How many likes do I get behind this piece? And the culture has become far less celebratory of real values. It's like, how do we get through this sort of stuff? How does that depth resonate in your life? Where does that come from in that belief system? Is that from your parents? Is that from home? Is that from your...
I think it is from my parents. I think it stems from my parents and how I began singing initially, which was we used to go to this restaurant every Saturday night in Jakarta, Indonesia, a Mexican family restaurant. And we'd have dinner there and they'd have a live band up. And my dad would ask me to get up on stage and
Stop.
sing
How old were
my
you?
favorite song, 7.
7. Oh.
And so, yeah, I basically got up there not knowing any of the lyrics, basically just mumbling half the song and probably embarrassing my parents there and then. But
Probably not at all. They were probably like
No,
whooping on the front.
absolutely not. My dad like admits it to this day. He's like, yeah, you're horrible with
Oh
that.
no! Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's a bit harsh.
But
7.
but he believed in me, you know? Like even though he thought at the time like, oh my god, this is awful. He believed in me, kept telling me to get up there, kept telling me to try, kept telling me to give it a go and not give
Wow.
up and just yeah, as I said before, put myself out there. And with that, I grew to learn how to sing. I grew
Mm.
a community with that place Amigos. Now the vocalist of the band is my vocal teacher.
No way. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I've just grown up on stage and it was all stemmed from a belief from, yeah, my parents.
Oh my. Where does your brother fit into this?
My brother?
Yeah.
My brother is a freak athlete. He basically, it's hard being related to him. He's just good at everything.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, he definitely outshines
What?
the siblings in many ways.
Oh my god. The power duo. Does he support you? Do you turn to him?
I do.
You do?
I do. I think that he gives very brutally honest criticism. And so if I show him a piece that I've written or wrote, I'm like, do you think people your age would find this cringy? And he's like, yeah, it's definitely cringy. Scratch that, scratch that, scratch that. And yeah, I'm very grateful for his advice. And
How important is that? Because I like that angle, that brutal honesty. Sometimes I find people get coddled where they don't have that, you know what? It's not good enough. But that brutal honesty of even Sony saying we're not ready, or even your brother calling it out and saying, how important is that in your process of resilience to be able to keep climbing towards that destination?
I think it's what I need. Like a lot of the times day to day, I hear many people, you know, giving compliments and saying really nice things to me. But the things that really touch me the most are when people give me constructive criticism, when they can see the faults so that I can be better. Those are the types of, I'd say, for me, they're compliments that I enjoy receiving because from that I grow.
Yeah. And you started off modeling.
Yeah.
Did you find that you had that encouragement then and that constructive support, or did you feel that that was a journey just of short-term exploration for you mentally? Did you value it then as part of your growth journey?
Definitely. I definitely value it as part of my growth journey. I started modeling when I was 14. I got scouted basically just walking through a mall.
Did you?
Yeah.
You hear those stories, and I don't know if they're, yeah, very good. But you did, you were just wandering through.
Wandering through a mall, had no idea what modeling was. Knew that I liked fashion and exploring, and it was a great way of doing those things. And so I thought, you know what, why don't I just give it a go? And
what was the line? Excuse me, would you like to model?
Oh, you're very tall. Did you know that?
That was it?
You're very tall. Did you know that? You should try modeling. Do you know what modeling is? And I said, I have no idea what modeling is.
Huh.
And they were like, oh, it's basically where you stand in front of a camera, you walk down a runway, and you basically put on designers' clothing and you show it to an audience. And I'm like, I love dressing up.
And you're going to pay me?
And you're going to, and then you get paid to do so. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I've definitely grown a lot from the modeling experience. After modeling, I did a bit of pageantry. That took a massive toll.
Yeah, you were, you know, in 2020 and 2022, you were at the peak of the field for Indonesia.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh, it was an experience.
It feels like it would be brutal behind the scenes, but I don't know. Obviously.
It is brutal. It's
it?
everything you picture it to be, but worse, in my opinion. I think that whole world is very superficial, and you either are a beauty queen or you're not. I think there's quite a limitation on becoming a beauty queen. You're either born with it or you're not. And in my case, I felt like I wasn't.
Right.
And so it was just ended up being quite a dark space for me. Like, although I learned a lot about becoming a woman, learning how to do your hair, your makeup, all these things that makes you pretty and perfect, it's just, it's not what I felt was authentically me. And so I decided to back away from that space and kind of show and express myself in other ways. And
Yeah.
that's not for me. As much as I respect it, I think it's a world where women thrive and are able to use their voice on certain platforms to make a difference and spread awareness. The other side of it, that's to do with all the glamour, the makeup, the fame, the plastic surgery, to name like
Seriously.
the few, is just
They must
crazy.
encourage people must be pushed towards perfecting image. Like if your nose was a little thinner, or if the eyes were a little, is that true in those sort of environments where people are, you have to do this?
100%.
Wow.
I was told on the last pageant that I did, the day before the final, after spending 3 months in preparation, that if I don't get a nose job the day after my final, I'm not going to win the event.
Stop.
And so I was like, fine, I don't mind not winning. Give it to someone who actually wants to get these cosmetic surgeries done, because I think it should be something consensual, and I'm 100% for it if you actually want to do it, you know, but I
Yeah.
just didn't. And so I felt as if I was being pressured into something, and if I didn't do A, then I wouldn't win B, and it just didn't seem very fair. So I was like, I'm happy not to win tomorrow. So I ended up coming last.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my, how'd you get past that though?
Oh, that was brutal. I got told that, Jazz, I'm not going to be wasting our company's money to make you uglier. I'm not going to be wasting our money to basically bring you down. I'm doing all this to bring you up. And so why are you not for it? And I'm like, well, at the time, I'm 18 years old. My face is not even fully developed.
Yeah.
I'm still living with my parents. They're basically going to like kick me out if I get all this
my
done.
God, could you imagine?
Oh,
I can see how many kids that don't come from that balanced, supportive life though
true,
would do it.
true.
You know what I mean? It feels
quite
like it's
sad,
the
though.
key to a door.
It is. I mean, for some people, it's their ticket to fame and fortune and living a better life, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's quite sad, because also with getting all that cosmetic surgery done, it requires a lot of maintenance. In a couple years' time, you got to get things fixed up. You got say you got veneers and one of your veneers break. You need to go and fix it.
Yeah,
Else
sure.
you're going to have a chipped tooth for the rest
for
of
sure.
your time, right?
Yeah, Bali's full of that now.
Yeah.
Feels like everybody's got something going on. I was
True.
thinking about it myself. Actually. Don't think I can pout that well. But that took you into like The Bachelor, right?
Yes.
That was a big moment, and one probably after, not putting words in your mouth, but probably after the experience of what happens behind the scenes
Yeah.
in the pageant zone. Why did you go into that? Or not say, I mean, you're a mountain climber, right? So you have to go down a valley to work it out, but you succeeded and did really, really well and became iconic in Indonesia for it and beyond. What was the journey? Tell us a little bit about that.
So for
If you
all
don't mind
those,
me
of
asking that
course.
question.
So for all those that don't know, The Bachelor is a dating show,
Yep.
and it's got 19 women as contestants and then one man that all these 19 women are trying to fight for. I
Right.
became one of these 19 women.
Oh my God.
And luckily enough, I actually liked the guy, which helped.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, experience of a lifetime, I think. Just going on a bunch of different dates that day to day I wouldn't be going on, like going on a helicopter, going ATVing, jumping off waterfalls, like all these crazy different experiences that were just super amazing, but definitely like kept all our hearts on the line, fighting for one person, not having any connection to the outside world. We were all just stuck in one so-called mansion and fighting for his attention and love.
Over how long?
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Yeah. 6 weeks.
And how was it between the girls? Were they?
Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. There was plates thrown. There was girls that ran away. There was, police involved. Like, it was a lot.
And the bloke?
Oh, he was living his best life. Up in Ubud, had his phone, literally double standards, was low-key unbelievable.
Oh, no. I bet. I mean, how do you not let that go to your head? I mean, you kind of, how do you balance that? Right? Because, someone smiles at me and I'm like, oh, that picked me up a little bit. But you're operating at a level where you become a symbol of beauty and intelligence and ability. That must put a big pressure on.
Definitely. It was a lot of pressure. And there was a lot of times I thought I'd cave and just walk out on the whole show and just to hell with it type of thing,
And could you have caved? Would you have just basically a process of elimination, or you were cast because they're like, you know what, this actually works really well on camera?
A bit of both, I think. I think when I did my casting, the producers were definitely like, oh, we've got a little bit of magic here, which is cool. Like that gave me a bit of confidence in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, the girls had the ability to walk out on him just as much as he had the ability to eliminate girls.
Wow.
And there were certain instances, especially when we weren't getting fed so well, and certain instances where I just felt as if I get treated better than
you
this
weren't
at
getting
home.
fed well.
Like,
They starve you on that?
no, not starve you. It's just the food that we were being served was kind of the same every single day.
Oh, no. Yeah,
And in my head, I knew that the show had budget. And so I was like, come on, guys, you're either going to like feed us better or we're going to leave.
Wow.
And we didn't have our phone, so we can't order food or anything like that.
Oh, wow.
And so
you weren't allowed access to the outside world?
Not at all. Not at all.
Why is that?
Because I think it will help us. It will help get to our heads more. So that we're all like basically only thinking about this one boy. We're only like having tension amongst ourselves. We don't know what's going on outside. So we're very much focused on what's going on in here, in this little bubble. And it worked. It drove a lot of the girls crazy, including myself.
Oh my God. Would you do it again?
If I had my time over, I would not do it again.
No.
No.
So what did you learn from that? Just for sharing for those that are on journeys, and it may be, you know, obviously the Bachelor's are quite an elite experience, but everybody, like even my daughter Bella now, she's going through that journey at 13 of how do I get the attention of a single boy that the other 8 girls are all trying to. What lessons did you learn that you can share to help guide?
I think I learned a lot about perspective from the show. I learned not only to think about my feelings and my like selfish desires, but also to be somewhat selfless, because I started to think a lot about how the Bachelor, for say, like what was he going through? What experiences or feelings was he having? Like how difficult is it to balance out 19 women that you are dating simultaneously?
Oh my God.
Thinking that he probably doesn't, no offense, like all of them at the same time, but has to keep up a certain image and to show, like for the show's sake, to make it feel believable. Do you know what I mean? And so I started to think about that and just how hard it was to remember every person's story and just remember all their little details that they tell you. Because, you know, every time the show plays, every episode is a single date, a group date, and then there's a rose ceremony where beforehand there's a cocktail party and all the girls can like basically come up to him at their own desire and talk to him and get his attention. And I just learned that, wow, it must be hard for him just as hard as it is for me going through this right now, like having to fight for his attention, him just having to like sustain attention for all these women must be so hard. And then I also started to think about how the other girls feel, like everyone's heart is on the line here. And girls would come back from dates and basically make you feel as if they're superior. I'm so much better than you. He says he's in love with me, even though they're probably like making up half the things they're saying, right? Because you watch the show in the end and you're like, wait, that never happened. That never happened. That never happened.
Of course.
Yeah.
Big psychological play.
Massive. And so just in that instance, I really tried to just stay in my own lane. Anytime the cameras were off, I would just kind of disassociate, kind of do my own thing, try and exercise, try and do something creative, write, journal, and just get my feelings out, but not necessarily like vent to another person, because at the end of the day, it was competition. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And where is he now?
He's in Bali, I think.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
God, that knowledge and that ability to go through something like that. Are you friends now?
Yeah, we're friends.
Cut that bit out. No, but then I just wonder, like it's like
definitely civil.
Civil's great.
Civil's
That's
good.
the mature way. But you're kind of being incubated. It's kind of like a false economy. You're in this environment of ultimate stimulation. You're being pack-balled against people. The psychology game. I mean, you must have learned a lot for life.
I did. I definitely did. And I think the hardest part from the whole experience was the aftermath. Because when we went out of the show, we obviously started dating and we were together. But the producers had told us that when you're out of the show, you guys should not ever be seen in public together.
What?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of us falling in love?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we'll send you on little joy trips here and there, but we'd actually prefer if you don't see each other at all out in public ever. And so we did a compromise and we're like, oh, what about we see each other, but we're not known to the outside world, right?
Sure.
So that came at an expense. We were in hoodies, sunglasses, masks, all the time, everywhere, always walked at a distance. It was so hard. And that's, I think, what took a toll on the whole relationship.
Yeah, I bet it would. Any relationship you see it in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
You can see the resilience that they have to go through. And it's the
crazy.
same thing.
It felt like Hollywood, even though
Hollywood,
it's not.
Though, realistic. You know? Well, it is though, right? You're a television celebrity, and you're in that environment of threat. How was the public? Like when people would see you, I mean, even people seeing you now, do you wear a hoodie and glasses to get anywhere?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm definitely not at that stage. It was more so to do with him and his fame and popularity.
Huh.
And if he was seen in public with me, then the show's final would be blown, right? The cover.
Of course. Because then they give away the...
Like there was this one time we were at the airport and we were all disguised up. We're just sitting in a corner charging our phones, having a little chat. And this girl walks over and she's like, oh my God, can I please have a photo? Like has a full little fangirl moment. And I'm just like, who do you think it is? And she's like, oh, I know exactly who it is. And like blurts out his name. And I'm like, that's crazy. How did you know it was him? And she's like, I heard your voices.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, no more talking.
Oh my God, now we're just going to text each other.
Yeah, literally.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Did you find that because if you weren't together after and people had lived the fantasy of what they'd seen on television, did you find that people changed in their perspective to you? It was because people can be mean and people can be quite vicious, like, why aren't you? And the blame from it. Did you get any of that, or it was just it swung past?
I copped it a little bit because we did end up breaking up 2 weeks before the final episode aired. So we never actually got to be normal in the end. It was kind of like it was very sad actually. And so for the next 6 months, we did still have contract. And so I had to still go out in public and pretend as if we were still together. So there's a lot of instances where I'd be out and someone would come up and be like, oh my God, congratulations, where is he? And I'm like, where is he? I don't know. I don't know. But like, I'd have to be like, oh, he's just at home, not really the going out type, like make a little bit of a story, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of sad. And lots of times I'd hang out with my guy friends, and because I still had this contract, we'd have to still hang out at a distance and respect the fact that the show's still airing and people have a belief that the turnout is a happy ending, right? So yeah, that was sad.
But were people kind to you, or were they? Did you see a new side to people now that you're in the public eye as a kind of an item in this thing?
People were kind. And I think they appreciated how raw and myself I was on the show. I tried my best to just be myself despite, there were obviously moments where I was looking at him with other girls and I didn't really react how I probably would have in a natural setting because I wanted to be a little bit more diplomatic for the sake of show.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time I think I was myself and I allowed myself to be vulnerable on the show, and like I allowed them to record and basically capture all my emotions at one time.
You're learning a lot. I mean, first of all, you do it on stage and then people are, in the restaurant, oh, you could have done this better or whatever. You're little. Then you're going into the modeling where you're being identified with a specific brand. You work with Adidas and some of the coolest brands in the world doing cool stuff. But you fall into that spectrum of being judged by the other product or the other label. And then obviously on The Bachelor, you're associated with a person and the stuff. How do you keep Jaz authentic and celebrated in who she is?
I think that I've been able to stay true to myself because I've tried to limit how I perceive other people perceiving me. I think that my most judgmental threat is myself. And I've decided that I'm going to eliminate a lot of ego in this equation. Like coming into this industry, there's obviously a lot of competition and there's a lot of people who can judge me for the smallest or the biggest things. And as long as I'm being myself, and if they're judging me for that, I'm completely okay with that. They can say whatever they want and I'm totally fine with that.
Ian Finn, who I interviewed earlier, the global yogi leader, said that was one of his aha moments, was realizing that everybody else's opinion is not his business. Yet you're 23 and you're like, I realize that. How do you learn that? And how do you keep with that? Because that's, I often find that some of these things, we were talking about health and how I can align to a certain protocol, but it's different from reading it and saying it than doing it.
True.
How do you keep yourself authentic? Do you link in other people to help you? Or do you have that inner strength, the resilience to be able to do it for yourself?
I think I used to be like all consuming in other people's opinions about me. But with this whole new venture with Sony and my sub label and just starting my singing career and doing something solo where everything's kind of on me, I've realized I need to let it go. I think being young, like 23, from being teenager up to 23, there's this little like stigma when you have social media that you want to kind of be low key and you don't want people to see that you're posting constantly, and you kind of want to create a little bit of an image where you're mysterious and it's interesting to get to know you. I've had to like basically drop all that. Like everyone my age probably does that. And I've had to drop that and realize, you know what? Social media for me is a tool. It's what I use to work. And I've actually been doing a lot of things that have helped my confidence lately. Like, for example, the newest thing that I do on my Instagram is going out on the streets of Jakarta and randomly coming up to people and asking them out on dates with me.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll go eat some street food, try and promote some Indonesian culture, and then I'll get them to pay, obviously.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. Right.
And then
and are you doing this with old people or young? Who are you just coming up to?
I'm coming up to like literally anyone that is just walking about and just seems to.
Hey, do you want to go and
be at a loose end? Yeah, just gonna go hang out, and then last minute, like the plot twist is that they pay.
Oh, that's harsh.
And then, but yeah, there's obviously a lot of rejection in that. Like lots of people don't want to be in your video. They're just like, don't talk to me. Like, go wait you. But from that rejection, I've just realized that everyone's gonna have their own thing to say, thing to do, way to be, and you're either gonna get in and amongst it or you're gonna like be at a loss. And like I'm going out on the streets as opposed to sitting at home being like, oh, what am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
What are you learning from that? What are you learning about people by going and doing that work?
People really enjoy other people's company, I think.
Right. I love that.
Yeah, that's what I've been learning. And sometimes it's so as easy as being a stranger and like showing an act of kindness, like coming up and making someone feel wanted and appreciated, especially Indonesian people, because that's what I've been interacting with nowadays mainly. They love laughing. They love being happy. They love learning new things. And yeah, I love being in and amongst that. And I think it's super cool. Very positive.
What advice can you give the rest of the world from your experience of what Indonesia brings? What are the cultural differences that Indonesia has in your mind that the rest of the world could learn from?
I think Indonesian people are very kind and welcoming, open-hearted. I've learned that just from my experience of living overseas versus here. I used to dream when I was younger that I'm gonna branch out when I get older and live overseas and basically live a double life and a new life somewhere else and start fresh. And there was just this whole thing growing up. I think a lot of my friends, like a lot of international school kids, feel the same things. But as soon as they go out and actually experience that stuff, they're like, damn, I had it so good in Indonesia. It was so nice. Everyone's so welcoming. The bubble is as big as you want it to be. It's very diverse. It's very international. People are very welcoming and kind. And I didn't feel that way when I went to Australia and like start.
You didn't?
No.
What was your feeling of Australia?
I love Australia. Obviously, like it's home for me too.
Yeah.
And I feel like both places are equally home, but I felt it very hard to break through people's shells there. I basically moved there on my own at 17 and decided to do my last year of school there, my HSC, and tried to make new friends. The minute I opened my mouth, they'd be like, oh my God, American accent. And just be like, it'd be more of like a funny teasing thing than oh, that's so cool, you're from another country, like amazing, tell me about it. It'd be more of something like, why aren't you like us? And we've grown up with these friends and you're new here. You can't just come in like anybody's
So it's
business.
guarded.
Yeah, it was very guarded.
Was that the kind of people you were hanging out with, or just you felt that it was the energy?
That was the type of people that were in my school.
Right.
Yeah. And so I went to like a government school, And so it was very much like all walks of life. Some
That's
mature
great.
age students coming back. I actually made friends with an 82-year-old woman who came back and decided she just wants to keep busy and do a.
I'd expect that.
Yeah,
I
it was
can see
really
that.
cute actually.
Yeah, I know. Did she pay for lunch or did you?
No.
You didn't.
That's just for
rob
show.
the old lady.
We actually pay for it. Okay.
Good. Yeah. Funny. That's hilarious. Yeah, I love that connection to Australia for you. Do you feel, because you're bilingual, trilingual?
Bilingual.
Do you see yourself as Indonesian, or do you see yourself as Australian, or do you see what do you think in English, or you think in Indonesian?
That's a really interesting question. And I think a lot of people, like my peers, they seem to think that they can't really identify as just one, and they feel like none of the two are ever really home. But I feel the opposite.
Huh.
I feel that both places are home for me. I feel that I can fit in when I live in Australia, and I feel quite Asian when I'm there. And then when I'm here, I feel quite Western, because I walk into, say, a shop and then I start speaking Indonesian or like a little bit of Balinese, and they're like, oh my God, you can speak. And they're like so happy over it. And then you go to Australia and you get certain opportunities because you have darker skin, or you have like certain features, like say in modeling. And it's cool. I think it's cool how, I can kind of live in both places and feel at home.
Yeah, well, I think Nadia Hutagalung. She's a mutual friend, and her I think her mother's Australian, her father's Indonesian, and she went to the dizzying heights of being, a Indonesian supermodel like yourself, where that blend of beauty of being different is actually more respected and loved. So it feels that you're in an environment where people want people to be slightly different.
Yeah, it's cool.
Which is so nice. What's it like? As a young person growing up in Jakarta, for those that don't know Indonesia or don't understand, it's 25 million people. It's a big city.
It's massive.
So what was it like growing up there?
Oh, it was amazing. I went to a bunch of different international schools growing up.
Right.
And there was a certain point where I actually lost all my Indonesian and I could only speak English because that was what I was using every day. So back to your question before, I think in English, definitely. But there are certain words where I'm like, oh, I know that in Indonesian, but I don't know what that is in English. Don't even know how to explain that.
Yeah.
And so, I went to a bunch of different international schools, the main one being the New Zealand International School. So learned a lot about Maori culture, which was cool.
Seriously?
Yeah. The haka.
You didn't end up getting a tattoo on your chin?
Oh
my God. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so I ended up making a transition to a more Indonesian school where my peers were not so international anymore. They were more Indonesian.
Was that because your dad was like, all right, enough of the haka dance before dinner?
It was more my mom being like,
oh, really?
I can't believe you can't speak my language.
Oh, seriously? Yeah, that must have been like a moment for her.
Yeah, you've grown up here, you're born here. Like, that's quite embarrassing. And so we made the transition. And at that time, that's when I started modeling. And so then I got into some, what is it called? Homeschooling. I did homeschooling for a year. And then after.
How was that?
Great. I loved it. Was thriving. I think that's actually like where I do best, like studying on my own. But my dad obviously thought that it was too easy because I was like acing it all. And then was like, right, Australia, back to international school for you.
Ouch.
But yeah, growing up there, amazing. We'd spend lots of long weekends like out of town on drives because our family loves the ocean and surfing and the sea. And lots of my friends grew up also by the coast in West Java, in Pelabuhan Ratu. So they speak Sundanese. Sundanese, which is like Javanese.
Got it.
Yeah. And then
do you speak Sundanese as well?
A little bit.
Do you?
Yeah.
How's it different?
It's completely different.
Is it?
Yeah. So, Javanese is more soft and Sundanese is more hardcore. Like the sound.
Are there many different dialects? How many languages are there in Indonesia? Do you know?
Oh, there's so many. Like
really?
I can't count. There's so many. Every place kind of has their own language or like fixation of Indonesian.
There's like 114,000 islands.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot going on there.
Yeah. So we'd go way down there and lots of simple living, basic. Like people think growing up in a city, like you must be like
in the concrete and
in the concrete. You must not know how to have like a.
Yeah. Have you seen a tree before?
Yeah. All that.
This is a chicken.
All that. But we spend a lot of time going to waterfalls, surfing, paddleboarding, snorkeling. And so I think living in Bali and like relocating here has been one of the best things we've done.
Do you crave anywhere else? Like when the catwalk of your youth, do you not think, I should be more in Italy or in New York City or Paris? Do you feel like you missed any of that, or you're something that's an itch yet to scratch?
I think that's an itch yet to scratch for sure. I want to do a lot more traveling.
Dad.
Tell him.
Dad, I'm off to Italy.
By the way.
Yeah, by the way, Will said.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you get? What do you feel that you miss from those other parts of the world? What do you feel that you're missing, if anything?
I think I'm missing seasons.
Seasons?
Yeah.
Do you take advantage of popping to Japan or into China and stuff now?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do. Yeah, we enjoy skiing, so we do that quite a bit. And been spending a lot of time in Thailand. Love it there. I feel like it's like different? Jakarta, but better.
What's different?
Just very accessible. I think that every food that you're going to eat is going to be good. Will not
Even
get
the
you.
Coconuts are tasty.
Oh, the coconuts are incredible. So good.
Cracking them or something. And it's so addictive. They're delicious.
So good. I love it there. And I just think the people are really nice as well. And if I had a choice of anywhere else to live besides Indonesia, I'd pick Thailand.
Do you have a favorite food here?
Favorite food here? Yeah. I really like the small salty fish.
Oh. Do you use fish sauce?
No. I just.
You actually just like those little.
I like
are they
the little
sardines?
fish.
Like.
No, they're kind of like krill.
Oh, krill.
Is that what it's called? What the whales eat?
They're like little shrimp.
Yeah, they're like little shrimp. Exactly.
Do you eat those?
I eat those with just white rice and a sunny side up egg. That's the most Indonesian quintessential international school kid thing growing up.
Does it have a name?
Everyone. Nasi telur ceplok pakai teri. It's the best. With ketchup manis. Oh.
Probably couldn't order it.
No, you can't order it. You have to have it at home.
I like ketchup manis.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And what about durian?
Very much like it.
Durian? Oh.
I love everything Indonesian. The only thing I don't like is fried shallots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little onions.
And then they're on everything here.
Oh, yeah, they do slice them up. You don't like those? That's the best
I can't stand those.
Huh. What's I want to go back to the music in a minute, but what in this journey of your insatiable appetite of finding the way, what are the next steps that Jaz has got in her heart that she's like, you know what? This is really important for making me feel full.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I want to finish my degree.
Right. Which is
I got a year to go.
What's the degree?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, right.
Studying applied business.
Oh.
Majoring in entrepreneurship.
Nice. I see you as a bit of a Kardashian, kind of like, now I'm launching all these different products, which
hopefully
will happen for sure. I know it. Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. I'd like to basically learn how to start my own business and kind of do it all on my own type of thing, you know?
How do you balance because you chatted with my daughter Bella because she was very passionate about the singing.
Yeah.
But you still have this incredible childlike passion and curiosity, which is a huge compliment. It's not like, I'm going to talk to a 13-year-old. Even when I came in the room, she's like, Dad, I'm talking to Jaz here and I'm loving it, right? But you have this insatiable passion and joy in others, which I find quite rare. And it's not bordered by age. Like even the stuff you're doing on the street. If you came up to me, I'd be like, stars happen. What happened now? Why is she talking to me? And where's the cameras? And what's going to happen? But what drives the importance of connection and love and joy of others in you?
I think I feel a lot through other people.
So you grow from it?
I think I grow from it, but also just simply, for example, if someone was hurt, I would feel, I don't want to say I'd feel their pain, but I'd feel a certain like emptiness or sadness within me when they're feeling certain ways. So I think I'm quite like empathetic.
Yeah.
I just feel a lot what other people feel. And I think I also like gain energy from being around other people. Like I'm one of those people that I love to be surrounded by others. I just love to be around my friends, my family. Like I thrive on that stuff. And there's a lot of times where, as an example, someone will ask me on a date, but my dad wants to go out for dinner, I'd 100% choose going with my dad for dinner.
Really?
Than with this new random person that I don't know yet.
I love that. I hope my daughters are listening to that. I think I'm always bottom of the pile.
No,
Probably not.
shouldn't
But
be.
yeah.
I think as you get older, you think how important family is, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Does your dad guilt you?
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Oh, there is some moments. I'm not guilt, but a bit of pressure, you know? So he will say like, oh, do you want to try this? And it's normally to do with trying new things.
Right.
Because I'm quite hesitant sometimes and indecisive, but
Really?
he knows that, so he
pushes
me, and it gets to a point sometimes where I'm like, Dad, okay, enough. I mean, you know, you pushing me to do it is not going to want me to do it anymore.
Yeah, you were up at the Jungle House doing your music video, and which is our property up in Gianyar.
Love it.
And yeah, it's gorgeous energy right there.
Amazing.
But that seemed like your soiree into acting. And I was totally convinced. I'm like, oh, there's a bunch, maybe she's with other people and she's doing this conversation. And they're like, Ange was like, no, she's just riffing on this sort of stuff. Did he push you into the performance side of it to be able to go, right, I'm now going to perform as well as sing and balance the two worlds? Or do you feel natural as you go into this artistic expression?
I feel natural. I think that music and singing is definitely my outlet. I feel like I actually go through quite a bit of anxiety and fear, especially randomly enough to do with flying. And actually getting up on stage or performing is so much easier for me than doing some of the simplest things in life.
You struggle flying?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you get anxiety when you're traveling?
I do. And sometimes just stuff, meeting new people or like having to try something new out, which is, I think, normal amongst most people. But yeah, it's something that's grown as I've gotten older.
And it's interesting. And Jana, my wife, that you know, she had the same issues, and now she's using Eastern medicine understandings and practices to be able to get past that. Do you feel anxiety is growing in society as they become less connected? I
do. I definitely do. And I've just seen it amongst my own friends.
Unpack that a little bit. How what are you seeing? These?
I'm seeing that people like to do things that they're used to, and when they are pulled out of their comfort zone, they oftentimes feel anxiety. And for some people, it happens for the first time when they're 23, sometimes for the first time when they're 18, and sometimes for the first time when they're 50. Like one of my friends recently, she just quit vaping, and for the first time, yeah, great, loved it, very happy for her. For the first time in her life, she felt all these anxious emotions, and she was basically asking me if she was dying.
Huh.
And I'm like, girl, I feel this stuff on the daily, you know? And she was basically feeling like, oh, her hands were sweaty. Her heart would be racing really fast. She felt like she couldn't go anywhere alone. Like she felt all these different emotions, which I've been feeling for many years now, but simply over the fact she stopped vaping. And after, I think it takes, how long does it take to stop a habit? Like 60 days, 90 days?
Yeah, at least, especially with the vaping, because it's the flavors and all that terrible toxin shit that's in there.
I think after 3.5 months, all those feelings subsided. She just stopped feeling anxiety. It just went away.
Huh. Did she replace the vaping with something else to help her?
She did not.
That's
she
great.
went cold turkey.
She just went cold turkey. Do many of your friends vape?
No, not so much now. I think everyone is transitioning to a more healthy lifestyle. No one's really going out as much anymore. No, like wholesome Sundays, going for run club, like it's quite cool, especially in Jakarta, because, you know, in Bali, it's quite common that people have a healthy lifestyle. But in Jakarta, it's quite hard with all the pollution and not having much sidewalks and paths to do certain activities.
I'm impressed with your generation, to be honest. My daughters do the same. Even when they come here, they go all running on a Sunday, and the passion and belief of holistic well-being seems to be more, and it's a relief really, because the world we're living in at the moment seems to be pummeling one direction downwards. Yet the next generation of leaders feel very much more conscious. Do you guys discuss that? Is that something that you're constantly fueling amongst each other? Or is it just something that you've had enough with our generation screwing everything up?
I think it's a combination, but also I think social media plays a huge factor in this as well, surprisingly, which is there is this trend, I don't know how long it's been around, let's say the last 2 years, where I can only speak on behalf of girls because I don't know how guys feel.
Okay.
But girls oftentimes want to live a healthy lifestyle because they see their inspirations or people that they're watching online
Right.
living such a life. And they
Right.
want to be that, right?
Right.
And so now, as opposed to, going out and like having a big night out or having fun with your friends, you think that going on, they call it a hot girl walk, is better because you're killing two birds with one stone. You're going for a walk and you're also getting to chit chat with your friends and
That's
you're staying active.
Yeah.
So like there's just these little things that we're learning online, I guess, that makes us feel as if, oh, I want to be like that too. If they can be like that, why can't I? And I think we look at the older generations, no offense.
Offense taken. Yes. I don't relate to people my age anyway. Totally immature. Yeah.
That we want to grow up gracefully and age with grace as well. And so we want to do what we can now because I think what matters is starting now.
Yeah.
I think that's what our parents tell us too. You
For
start
sure.
now, then you'll carry on
that habit.
Yeah, carry on the
Who
habit.
does inspire you? Because you talked about the people that were healthy and all that lot. Who's inspiring you where and how?
I get a lot of inspiration from my parents, just seeing how they are. And obviously, like,
Beautiful.
for my mom, I'm my mom's second born, but for my dad, I'm my dad's firstborn. And so it's kind of like their first time parenting. And just seeing how they've played out and just seeing how they've been with me has been quite an inspiration for me. And I just like to be half the people they are. In terms of music, I'm really inspired by Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, Steve's great.
He's
A
amazing.
little crazy, but
in the best way.
yeah. And Steve Lillywhite, for context, produced U2, Rolling Stones, probably one of the top music producers in the world.
Grammys.
And 7 Grammys. But he lives in Jakarta and Bali.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's amazing. He's been
Yeah.
super supportive and kind and listened to a lot of like my raw material in music before I release or whenever I'm at a little junction where I don't know what to do next. I can kind of always count on him to give his honest, brutally honest opinion, which I love.
Yeah.
I think it's great. He just says it as it is, black and white, and it's great.
Is he kind with the thing, or does he point stuff out to then give direction? Does he suggest how to solve it, or does he just make you find the way?
He suggests. So
That's
he
awesome.
definitely helps me in driving in a direction, and I can kind of build from that. So for say, I'll show him a song and he'll say, all these parts are great, but this part's a bit flat and this is how you could improve it. And I think that the lyrics are great, but maybe the melody could be changed.
Huh.
And it's like little things
So
like
he's
that.
really prescriptive.
Oh, he's very detailed. And I'll send his message basically to my manager and he'll be like, I agree completely. All of like my whole team
Whatever
has
Steve
huge
says.
respect for Steve.
Yeah.
He's a
Legendary.
legend. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on our podcast and he put the phone down on me at the end because he said, I want to do a rock and roll moment, and then just cut me off. I'm like, seriously? But he knows what he wants. He's iconic. That's brilliant that you're rubbing shoulders with people like that.
Super cool.
Going back to the music then, people who around the world probably would think of Indonesia. You know, when I came here, I knew Indonesian music as the gamelan.
Gamelan, yeah.
Gamelan and you know, the music for getting a massage to.
Yeah.
Right. And yet Steve came here and he's been producing these incredible artists around the world from Indonesia. What is the music scene here? And where does it fit in relation to the global music scene?
The music scene here is massive. I feel like it's progressing every day.
Yeah.
There's all range of different genres, with dangdut being the most prominent here.
What's dangdut?
Oh, it's like this. Oh, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a genre made for Indonesia. Like it's our own genre here, and the Indonesians go crazy for it. They love it.
Is it like rock, or is it like what kind of?
You can dance to it.
Okay.
But I
Like
wouldn't.
700 miles an hour, or you? Right.
But you know, it's not rock. It's
Right.
It's pop with some groove.
Ha.
Yeah, that's how I
Like
describe
K-pop?
it. Yeah, it's like the Indonesian version of K-pop.
Mm.
But they have their own way of dancing to it. Anytime a song comes on, like wherever you are, if you put a dangdut song on, I guarantee you someone will get up and start dancing.
Someone's moving.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Ha.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And so besides that, we have all sorts of different genres here. There's so many different artists growing and already quite legendary as well. And
Yeah.
there's many artists that have taken to international stage as well.
Yeah.
There's one artist in particular. Her name's Nikki Zefania. She's my
Heard of her.
biggest inspiration.
Yeah,
she's
she's amazing.
She grew up in Jakarta. She went to a school down the street from mine,
Wow.
and then she got signed to 88 Rising and moved to America.
Wow.
Released some songs there and blew up, and just all her songs are amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's not just like I met a classic pianist chap at the Hotel Tugu. I did an event, and he was performing at Carnegie Hall every month.
Wow.
As a early 20s jazz musician. And I think we can often feel, especially coming from Europe or America, that we are where the world is. But like K-pop has attracted so many different artists and production experts, etc., from around the world. Do you find that you're getting in Indonesia, and I can't say Jakarta because there are so many big cities here, is attracting international talent? Is it encompassed?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
Yeah, now a lot of the times online, I see that international artists or people are trying to make covers of Indonesian songs, which is very cool. They're even speaking Indonesian in the songs. Yeah, it's very cool. And I think it's ever growing, and definitely I think has the potential to become what K-pop is.
Wow. And your new song, Tak Bahasa?
Tak Biasa.
Tak Biasa. My Indonesian, I got to get. But you're singing in Indonesian.
I am.
Tak Biasa.
I am.
Explain it. Explain us. Tell us about the song and why it was so important, and why you're so celebratory of your story and giving these lessons, especially to the market.
Sure. So Tak Biasa directly translates to unusual.
Unusual.
And the song is about a long distance relationship. And it's basically a personal reflection on a relationship that I went through.
Yeah.
And something that I learned from the song is that I should be selfless and not selfish, which is something I iterated earlier.
Yeah.
And this song basically talks about putting your ego aside and realizing that the other person or your partner is feeling the same emotions you're feeling. You're definitely not alone. And in that, you should find peace with wanting to carry the relationship further and come to your end goal. And it's really a song close to my heart because it's the first song I've ever written.
Wow.
And besides being an artist, I've also just signed as a publishing artist. So that means that I can write for other people.
Congratulations. That's great. That's
Thank you.
huge. Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm actually quite excited about that one. Very cool. So yeah, I've been writing in Indonesian, although I think in English, and most of my other songs have been in English. So this one was definitely kind of an experiment, I could say, but a great experiment. Like I've worked with some amazing people in the industry, recorded in the Dolby Studios at Sony.
Wow.
They're the only studios in Indonesia with the full rounded sound system like you hear in the cinemas.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Crazy. Amazing. Yeah, just an awesome journey putting out Tak Biasa, and thankfully it's been getting some good engagement online, which I'm very happy about. And of course, shot the music video at Jungle House. It was amazing. We had an amazing time, very great experience. And the music video concept was actually just about my daily life and the things that I do whilst going through this relationship, and kind of trying to show people that life still has to go on, even though you're in love with someone, even though they're far away. Both of you need to keep hustling, need to keep doing your thing. And I was so glad to have been able to shoot it at Jungle House because it perfectly showed what I had envisioned for the song.
And where's it leading you? Because once you start making that journey of helping people by sharing your pain as well as story, what do you want people to take away from it, that they go, you know what, I listen to what Jaz said? Because so many people, I mean, all my youth and everybody's youth, right, is influenced by what's in songs or how songs lift or lower them. What's your ambition of what you want to do with your music?
I want to help people get through the darker days where I felt alone, and I've listened to certain songs that have picked me up through those days. And my biggest hope is that my songs can do that for someone, or hopefully a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'd like people to feel that I've also felt those emotions. And there's been many times where I've listened to a song and I've been like, oh wow, that singer or that artist has actually felt the emotions I felt. And that's crazy because during that certain specific moment, you feel so alone and you feel as if the world is against you. And I just want to, in Indonesian, it's called semangat. Like, I want people to be uplifted by the song.
Yeah. That's become an iconic word for me now in Indonesian, that this uplifting element. And I didn't know it, but I moved here because I felt it. And it feels as though, you know, Indonesia is known for its beauty and its nature, but that uplifting spirit wasn't something I knew. But it's become an incredible export that people can really benefit from the world. Not to visit Bali just to, you know, the craziness of the clubs and the bars and all that lot, but the energy of the holistic archipelago does lift. Do you think that's because of where we are in the world, or this volcanic environment, or is it the international trade systems of the diversity of life here? Why does Indonesia have this ability to uplift spiritually?
I do think that our country is very spiritual and holds a lot of really powerful energies. But I also think first and foremost, it just comes from the people and how kind they are and how selfless they are and how pure they are. Like, no one, okay, yeah, of course, there's always crime and there's always bad people out there, but people are so pure here and they don't ever mean bad. Even though sometimes bad things happen, they always mean well.
There's not a secondary agenda, it doesn't feel.
No, they're always like kind and genuine, I feel.
What would you like to relay out there about Indonesia for people, why they should come? What would they gain or benefit by spending time here, besides the energy from this work? What would you like for your country? Because you have become a representative to it. To be honest, it's like you are a voice, and you are a voice of the new generation, and you are the voice of talent. What's the message you'd like to get across?
I think that Indonesia is still quite underrated in a lot of ways, especially in, as you said before, there's so many islands here yet to be explored. And sometimes as an individual who lives here, I tend to think, as you said earlier, do you ever feel like you're missing out by not spending time in Italy or England or the UK, the greater UK, or another country for that matter? No, I'm very happy to spend most of my time here and explore around, because there's so much untouched land and opportunity and time that can be spent in such a beautiful place. And I'm grateful to call this place my home. And I think that people should definitely come here to explore the magic, because I think that Indonesia is magic. Yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah. I'm living here. I asked you about your superpower the other day and the shapes that you picked. Your answer to the superpower was?
My answer to the superpower was...
You remember?
Nope. What was it?
I thought it was empathy. I thought that was your main thing that you loved helping people with.
Oh yeah, it was empathy. I think it was empathy, yeah.
Yeah. So when you're empathetic, you often find that when it's your superpower, you give it to so many people. Getting it back, you often don't allow people to give you your superpower because it's your superpower.
Oh yeah.
So how do you get past that psychologically to say, you know what, I do need that help? And you've got your parents there, but to have that ability to say, this is how you help my empathy. You're giving so much now with the music of telling people how you can help them. And you're giving them the optimism through your films and your the shows and the ways. How do you allow people to help you?
I try my best to always be happy and positive and uplifted, but with the closest people to me, I think that I'm quite vulnerable. I'm quite open with how I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And for me, sometimes the easiest way to let go or to feel better about what I'm going through is just to speak about it. And I know that's hard for a lot of people, but for me, that's something that's quite easy. And I feel good about it. And even like, for example, even on a plane when I'm scared to fly, I'll just talk to the person next to me, be like, hey, I'm actually really scared to fly. Can we have a chat? And he's like, oh, you're so weird. But anyways, yeah, sure. Hi, how are you? Like,
but it's not weird though. That's what we should do.
It is, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
We should be connecting in that kind of manner?
I think it's just about open communication. I think that's the most important part in keeping a strong connection with someone, is having open communication. So I really do treasure that in a relationship, whether that be with friends or with family or your significant other. I think that open communication and honesty is
Really
kind of how I
important.
get my empathy back.
And you talked about, I saw a recent interview where you were like, I'd actually quite like to be a news anchor
Oh,
or
yes.
whatever. Where's that going?
I would love to be a news anchor. I would love to finish my degree, for one,
Sure.
and then maybe do a short course or another degree in communication, and then try and apply to be a news anchor, or maybe even like a travel show host. That's also quite up there on my list of things I'd like to achieve. And so hopefully
What
one
about acting? You get an itch to scratch there after your music video bit of like...
Not so much, if I'm being honest.
No, that's great.
I'm very big on like being myself, and I think that I feel like I still have a lot of things that I'd like to show, and things that I'd like to achieve just as being me, as opposed to like acting.
I love the humbleness of that. That's really important, because many of us can get delusional by trying to be a persona that we're not, and chasing that, right?
Yeah.
The barn itself now has got several 600 plus different alumni from 180 industries, right? And one of the things that we're very keen on is how we support people. You give so much. How can we help you?
I would love to build a bigger community of friends and just kind of network in a family type of way, and kind of build more connections. I think as I'm getting older, I realize that lots of my closer friends, or they move away.
Sure.
Lots of expats involved in my life.
Yeah.
Lots of my friends getting boyfriends, getting into serious relationships. And I feel like I need to branch out and kind of just make stronger, I'd like to say female connections.
Yeah.
Because I'm really big on that. And so, yeah, that's kind of one of my ambitions of the year, is to build stronger female connections, somewhat new connections as well.
Go a bit deeper.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll be joining us soon, and then we can do that.
Yes.
But Jaz Rowe, thank you so much
Thank you, Will, for having me.
Yeah, just spending time and just uplifting us with your passion and energy, but also your lessons from the journey here. It's not all like roses. There's bumps and scrapes, but from that, you're elevating where we all go. So thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you so much. What an honor.
Yeah, I loved it. Awesome.